Hajj is a very important journey for Muslims. It is a religious trip to the city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Mecca is the most holy city for Muslims. Every year, many Muslims from all over the world travel to Mecca for Hajj. Millions of people go each year. They go to do special religious actions that God has asked them to do. This journey is one of the 5 main duties in Islam. Muslims must do Hajj at least one time in their life if they are able. This means if they have enough money to pay for the trip and support their family while they are away, and if they are strong enough and healthy enough to travel. It is a duty for all adult Muslims who can physically and financially do it. Hajj is a very old tradition. It has a history of many hundreds of years, dating back to the time of Prophet Abraham. The way it is done today follows the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad from the 7th century. So, Hajj connects Muslims to these important prophets and to the long history of their faith. Today, Hajj is also a very big modern event. Managing millions of people in one place requires a lot of planning. The government of Saudi Arabia works hard to organize this huge event. Many things are built and organized to help the large number of people. There are big airports in nearby cities like Jeddah and Medina for pilgrims arriving by plane. There are modern roads, many hotels, and special areas with fireproof tents for pilgrims in Mina. Good transport helps people move safely and quickly between the holy places for the different steps of Hajj. This mix of old traditions and modern facilities is a key part of Hajj today. When people do Hajj, they often feel something very special. They feel very close to God, who is called Allah in Arabic. They also feel a strong connection to other Muslims from around the world. People of all colors, countries, and languages come together for one purpose. They wear simple white clothes called ihram. Wearing ihram means setting aside worldly things. It shows that everyone is equal in front of God. There is no difference between rich and poor people or people from different places during Hajj. This feeling of unity, peace, and togetherness is a very important part of the Hajj experience. This journey matters very much to Muslims everywhere. It is a time for deep prayer, thinking about one's life, and asking for forgiveness. Many people feel that completing Hajj is a chance for a new beginning. It is a very important spiritual trip that is believed to cleanse the soul of sins. For many, achieving Hajj is the most important event in their religious life. The journey can be physically difficult because of the many people and sometimes the hot weather, but the spiritual reward is considered immense. It is a time when the global Muslim community is seen clearly, all following the same path to God. 2. Old stories. Hajj has a very old history that is important to Muslims around the world. It goes back thousands of years to the time of Prophet Abraham, who is called Ibrahim in Arabic. Muslims believe that God told Prophet Abraham to build a holy house in the city of Mecca. This special house is known as the Kaaba. Later, Prophet Abraham took his wife Hagar, known as Hajar, and their baby son Ishmael, known as Ismail, to the desert near Mecca. He left them there alone. It was an empty place with no water or food. Hagar was very worried because her baby was crying from thirst. She started searching for water. She walked and ran between two small hills called Safa and Marwa, looking everywhere. She did this 7 times. But she could not find any water. When she returned to Ishmael, she saw a wonderful thing. Water began to flow from the ground near where her baby was. This water was a gift from God. It is the water from the Zamzam spring. This spring still gives water today, and pilgrims drink from it during Hajj. The act of walking or running between the hills of Safa and Marwa 7 times is now a key part of the Hajj rituals, done to remember Hagar's search for water. Many centuries later, in the 7th century after Jesus, Prophet Muhammad came. At that time, people in Mecca had put many idols inside and around the Kaaba. They were not worshiping only God. In the year 630 AD, Prophet Muhammad and his followers came to Mecca. They cleaned the Kaaba and removed all the idols. They made the Kaaba a holy place again for worshiping only one God. 2 years later, in 632 AD, Prophet Muhammad made his final pilgrimage. Many thousands of Muslims joined him. During this important trip, he showed and explained in detail all the steps and rituals of Hajj. He taught his followers exactly how to perform this pilgrimage correctly. After Prophet Muhammad taught the rites, Hajj became one of the 5 main pillars or required duties of Islam for all Muslims who are able. Millions of Muslims perform Hajj every year, following the example of Prophet Muhammad and remembering the old stories of Abraham, Hagar, and Ishmael that are connected to this sacred journey. This history gives Hajj its deep meaning. 3. Long journeys. In the past, going to Hajj was a very long and difficult journey. People did not have airplanes or fast trains. They traveled by camel, horse, or they walked for many weeks or even months. The journey was often full of dangers. The weather could be very hot. There were large deserts to cross. And sometimes there were people who tried to steal from the travelers. Because it was so difficult and dangerous, people traveled in very large groups. These groups were called caravans. A Hajj caravan could be huge, with thousands of pilgrims traveling together. They brought many camels carrying food, water, and things for the journey. Traveling in a big caravan made the trip much safer. Rulers in different parts of the Muslim world helped the pilgrims. They saw it as their duty to make the Hajj journey possible. Kings and queens gave money and resources to build things along the way. For example, in the time of the Abbasid rulers, a caliph named Harun al-Rashid and his wife Zubaydah did a lot to help. They built a famous road, about 900 miles long, from Baghdad to the area near Mecca. This road was known as the Way of Zubaydah. Along this route, they built many places for the caravans to stop. These places had wells where people could get fresh water and small inns or buildings for them to rest before continuing their long travel. Under empires like the Mamluk Sultanate and later the Ottoman Empire, the Hajj caravans were well organized. They were often led by a special commander appointed by the ruler. Soldiers traveled with the caravan to protect the pilgrims from dangers like robbers. Doctors and surgeons also traveled with the caravans to take care of people who became sick during the journey. This showed how important the Hajj was and how much effort went into helping pilgrims. Famous Muslim travelers from history wrote about their experiences on these journeys. People like Ibn Battuta and Ibn Jubayr wrote detailed accounts of their Hajj, describing the routes, the people, and the challenges they faced. Their writings tell us a lot about what Hajj travel was like in the past. These old Hajj routes were not only used for religious travel. They were also important roads for trade. Merchants traveled with the caravans, buying and selling goods between different regions. Spices, textiles, and other things moved along these routes. So, the Hajj journeys helped to connect people and countries, not just for religious reasons, but also for business and the sharing of culture and ideas across the Islamic world for many centuries. This shows how the long journeys to Hajj played a big role in history. 4. New ways to travel. The journey to Hajj changed over time. The Ottoman Empire ruled many Muslim lands for a long time. The Ottoman leaders helped Hajj pilgrims. They used money from the government to build roads and places to rest. They also sent soldiers and doctors with the big groups of travelers, called caravans. This helped make the long trip safer. A new way to travel came with trains. Sultan Abdul Hamid II built the Hijaz Railway in the early 1900s. This train line went from Damascus towards Medina. Before the train, this part of the journey took many weeks. The train made it much faster, just 4 days. This helped thousands of people travel to Hajj. Travel by sea also changed a lot. After the 1850s, ships that used steam power became common. When the Suez Canal opened in 1869, these ships could travel easily from countries far away, like India, to the Red Sea near Mecca. This meant many more people could come from places like South Asia. Hundreds of thousands of Muslims from India and Malaysia traveled this way. With more people traveling close together, there were sometimes health problems, like sickness spreading. So, some countries, especially European countries that ruled lands far away, started making rules. They asked pilgrims for passports and health papers. They also started rules about keeping people separate for a time to check their health. Later, Saudi Arabia became the country that is home to Mecca and Medina. The government of Saudi Arabia started to manage Hajj for the growing number of pilgrims. They used money from the pilgrimage to build many new things. Since the 1950s, they have built bigger airports in Jeddah and Medina. They have built fast trains and roads for buses. They also built modern tents in Mina and places for doctors. These new ways of travel and organization made Hajj possible for millions of people from all over the world every year. It helped Hajj become a truly global gathering, connecting Muslims from many different countries. Travel is faster and safer than it was in the old days, but the journey to Hajj is still a very special trip for Muslims. 5. Getting ready today. Today, getting ready for Hajj involves much work by the government of Saudi Arabia. They have built many big and modern things to welcome millions of Muslims. The goal is to make the journey safer and more comfortable for everyone. The Grand Mosque in Mecca, where the Kaaba is now very large. It has been expanded many times. Inside, it has multiple levels and air conditioning to handle the huge crowds that come for prayer and to walk around the Kaaba. This big area is always busy during Hajj. Traveling to Saudi Arabia for Hajj is mostly by airplane now. Two main airports are used: King Abdulaziz International Airport in Jeddah and Prince Mohammed bin Abdulaziz Airport in Medina. These airports have special areas just for pilgrims. From these cities, pilgrims travel towards Mecca and the holy sites. Modern transport includes fast trains like the Haramain high-speed railway, which quickly connects Jeddah, Mecca, and Medina. There are also many buses that move pilgrims between places like Mecca, Mina, Arafat, and Muzdalifa during the specific Hajj days. Moving millions of people in a short time is a very big task. In Mina, where pilgrims stay for several days, there is a large tent city. The old cloth tents are gone. Now there are modern, fireproof tents that are air-conditioned. These tents provide a place for pilgrims to rest and sleep during their time there. Taking care of pilgrims' health is very important. The Saudi Ministry of Health sets up many hospitals and clinics near the holy sites. During Hajj, temporary field hospitals are also put in place in areas like Mina and Arafat. Doctors and nurses are ready to help anyone who gets sick or needs medical care. Technology is used a lot today to manage Hajj. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah uses systems to organize visas and travel. Pilgrims can use special mobile phone applications to find their way, access religious information, and contact emergency services. There are digital maps and guides. Sometimes pilgrims wear electronic wristbands. These bands hold personal and medical information, which helps officials identify and help them if they get lost or need medical aid. The visa process is also getting easier. Many countries can use an e-visa system. The Makkah Route Initiative at some overseas airports helps complete entry procedures before travelers even leave their home country. This makes arriving in Saudi Arabia smoother. These modern preparations show how Hajj has changed. It is still an old and very important religious journey, but now it is managed using modern methods and technologies to host millions of people safely each year. 6. The Hajj Steps. The Hajj journey follows a set order of actions over several days. First, pilgrims enter a special state called Ihram. This is a spiritual state. Men wear two simple pieces of white cloth that are not sewn together. Women wear their normal, modest clothes, but they must keep their face and hands uncovered. While in Ihram, people must not do certain things, like cutting their nails or hair, using perfume, or harming plants or animals. The Ihram shows that all pilgrims are equal, no matter if they are rich or poor. It is also a reminder of the clothes used after death. After entering Ihram, pilgrims go to the Kaaba in Mecca. They perform tawaf, which is walking around the Kaaba 7 times. They walk in a circle, moving to the left. This is a key part of the Hajj. During tawaf, Muslims feel a strong connection to God and to other Muslims from all over the world. After walking around the Kaaba, many pray 2 short prayers and drink water from the Zamzam well. The Zamzam water comes from a special spring. Next comes sa'i. Pilgrims walk quickly or run lightly 7 times between 2 small hills called Safa and Marwa. These hills are now inside the big mosque building. Sa'i remembers Hagar's search for water. On the 8th day of the Hajj, called Tarwiyah Day, pilgrims go to Mina. This is a large area with many tents. Pilgrims spend the day and night in Mina, praying. The 9th day is Arafah Day, the most important day of Hajj. Pilgrims travel from Mina to the plain of Arafat. Here they stand and pray from noon until the sun sets. This is called standing before God. They ask for forgiveness and mercy. Standing on Arafat is a main part of Hajj. Without this, the Hajj is not complete. After sunset, pilgrims move to Muzdalifah. They pray evening and night prayers together here. They sleep on the ground under the open sky. In Muzdalifah, they also collect small stones to use the next day. On the 10th day, pilgrims go back to Mina. They perform Rami al-Jamarat, or stoning the devil. They throw 7 stones at one of 3 stone pillars. These pillars represent Satan. Today, these are wide walls for safety. After stoning, it is time for the animal sacrifice, called Qurbani. This act remembers Prophet Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son. Today, people often buy vouchers, and the sacrifice is done in modern places, with the meat given to poor people around the world. This day is also the start of the Eid al-Adha festival. After the sacrifice, male pilgrims shave their heads or cut their hair short. Female pilgrims cut just the ends of their hair. This signals the end of some ihram rules. Then, pilgrims return to Mecca to do another tawaf around the Kaaba, called Tawaf al-Ifada. This tawaf is required for Hajj. The night of the 10th day is usually spent back in Mina. On the 11th and 12th days, pilgrims return to Mina to stone all 3 pillars each day. They throw 7 stones at each pillar. They can leave Mina on the 12th day if they wish. If they stay for the 13th day, they must stone the pillars again. The Hajj ends with a final tawaf in Mecca before leaving. This is the farewell tawaf, or Tawaf al-Wada. Pilgrims walk around the Kaaba 7 times one last time. These steps guide millions of Muslims through this special journey of faith each year. 7. Feelings and changes. Hajj is a very important journey that brings many feelings and changes to a Muslim's life. For people who make this trip, it is a time to feel very close to God. Many pilgrims feel a deep peace and a strong sense of faith while they complete the Hajj steps in Mecca. It is a special chance to ask for God's forgiveness for past mistakes. Some Muslims hope that after a successful Hajj, they will be as pure as they were on the day they were born. This idea of starting fresh is a big part of the spiritual experience. One of the most powerful feelings at Hajj is seeing so many Muslims together. Everyone wears simple white clothes called ihram. Men wear 2 pieces of white cloth without seams. Women wear their normal modest clothes, but without covering their face and hands. This custom shows that all pilgrims are equal before God. It does not matter where you come from or how much money you have. Rich and poor, young and old, people of all colors and races stand and pray side by side. This unity is a very important message of Hajj. People make friends with Muslims from different countries and cultures. They share the difficulties and joys of the journey together. Many find that even if they came alone, other pilgrims offer help and kindness, making it a social journey too. However, the Hajj is also known for its difficulties. Millions of people gather in a small area, which leads to very large crowds. Walking and moving between places can be slow and tiring. The weather in Saudi Arabia during Hajj can be extremely hot and humid. These challenges test the pilgrims. Keeping everyone safe in such large numbers is a huge task for the Saudi government. They use many security staff and cameras to watch over the crowds. There are also many doctors and hospitals ready to help pilgrims who become sick or need care because of the heat or tiredness. Safety measures are constantly being improved to prevent accidents like the ones that have happened in previous years. Mecca is changing to handle the growing number of visitors each year. The city has seen a lot of new, big buildings go up. These include modern hotels, shops, and apartments, especially around the Grand Mosque. The mosque itself has been greatly expanded over time. Some people worry that these many new buildings are changing the traditional look and feel of Mecca. There is also more talk now about the environment and Hajj. With millions of people traveling, mostly by air, the journey causes a lot of air pollution. The Hajj also uses a lot of water and creates a lot of trash. Efforts are being made to make Hajj more friendly to the environment, sometimes called Green Hajj ideas. These include trying to use less plastic and finding better ways to sort and recycle waste in the camps. These efforts are important for the future of the pilgrimage. The Hajj is a special mix of very old religious duties and the challenges of the modern world. It is a big trip for a Muslim's faith and can bring important personal changes. Pilgrims often speak about how the experience changes them forever. 8. The Hajj ends. The days of Hajj are special days. After pilgrims finish the main steps, the journey is close to ending. The Hajj usually lasts 5 or 6 days, ending around the 12th or 13th day of the last Islamic month. One of the final actions is a last walk around the Kaaba. This is called the farewell tawaf. Pilgrims walk 7 times around the holy building before they leave Mecca. Hajj is a mix of old traditions and new ways. It is an ancient trip that uses modern transport and buildings today. This big event teaches people many things. Pilgrims see millions of other Muslims from different countries. They wear the same simple clothes. This shows that everyone is equal before God. People meet others and make friends. The feeling of being together with so many Muslims is strong. The Hajj journey is a deep spiritual trip. It is a chance for Muslims to feel closer to God. They remember the stories of prophets like Abraham and Mohammed and follow their path. Many pilgrims feel that their sins are forgiven. They hope to return home feeling pure, like a new person. Completing the Hajj can change a person's life. It is a time for thinking about one's actions and faith. Studies have shown that people who complete Hajj often become more open and friendly towards others. They may feel more peace and understanding for different Muslim groups, and even people of other religions. Even with big crowds and new buildings, the main feeling of Hajj stays the same. It is about faith, history, and being part of a large Muslim community. It is a journey of the heart as much as the body. What do you think is the most important part of the Hajj journey?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.